a few, Marcus. What is the atmosphere there around you as you look around?
Well, this is still a scene of intense activity. In the air above me, I can see two choppers. I'm looking across the river south of the Houses of Parliament to Westminster Bridge, where this vehicle incident started apparently, and police boats are combing the river, 3 or 4 police boats moving up from the bridge towards where I am. There are ambulances stopped on the south side of the bridge. 5 or 6 red buses stopped on the bridge itself. One ambulance slowly moving away from the House of Parliament. And everywhere there are sirens, there are armed police, there are cordons. It is one of the most intense scenes of police activity I have ever seen in this city. Having said that, I think that all these people are mobilized in part because this city has been preparing for terrorist incidents in the heart of the capital for some time now. We've had major exercises both on the Thames, at subway stations. The recent terror attacks in Europe have put the city on alert, and they have increased the number of armed police at major buildings and institutions like the Houses of Parliament. They put up vehicle barriers. So in one sense, although this is always unexpected when an incident like this happens, the whole capital has mobilized very fast. It remains to be seen how effective they were. We've heard of one death, don't know the other injuries yet. But certainly this will be a major investigation
And sure,
as to whether this was someone who was known or not known to the police ahead of what happened today.
And surely, Marcus, an impact on the national psyche is if someone is attacking the UK House of Parliament, that carries with it a special significance in that country.
Yes, I think it does. And I think while Parliament like this has always been a target, and again, I refer back to IRA attacks of the 1970s and 80s. Some of your listeners may recall there was actually an IRA mortar launched from the centre of Westminster into the back garden of 10 Downing, where the Prime Minister lives, in the mid-80s. So to some extent, there is a consciousness and an awareness that Parliament is a target, and it has been targeted before. In the context of what has gone on in Europe, in Paris and in Brussels, it's certainly been expected. But nonetheless, when it happens, and when it happens as unexpectedly as this, it is a shock, and there will be many people who are very alarmed by what happened today. And it will have an impact on the capital. It will have an impact on tourism. It will have an impact on the way in which people lead their lives, which is exactly what terrorism is designed to do.
And right now, as we speak, Boris Johnson was slated to be, the British Foreign Minister, slated to be at a meeting with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. There's an empty chair where he was supposed to be. Theresa May was supposed to be in Parliament today. She was ushered away after this incident unfolded right in front of the Parliament building. The rest of the House of Commons still on lockdown in the UK Parliament right now. And I want to go to former FBI Special Agent Brad Garrett, who is now an ABC News contributor. And Brad, you heard me mention there that the anniversary of the Brussels attack, we have seen sort of ISIS pay special attention to certain dates and places. What could we tell if it was ISIS or another foreign terror group? What would draw them to this sort of place in this kind of time?
Well, ISIS, a little less than Al-Qaeda, like to do symbolic attacks, but they also like it also because it's a drawing card. I mean, the idea that you would attack basically the prime buildings of a central government, is a big deal, despite the fact that it's it appears to me, haphazard, not a high casualty type of attack, but it's still, look at all the look at all the media draw it's caused, and that's what they really like. I think the other thing that would be more inclined in my mind that it's ISIS maybe motivated is the idea of the car and the knife, because they've talked at length, and we've had a number. Khan had that situation with the guy with the truck. We've had other situations driving cars or trucks over people, and also using knives to stab people. I mean, we've had that situation even here in the United States. So I think the combination of the three, the date, the location, and the method, certainly have ISIS leanings.
That's ABC's Brad Garrett, their former FBI special agent. We have now Andrew Woodcock joining us. He was on the scene and witnessed some of this drama unfolding before him. Andrew, where are you and what did you see?
Well, my office is actually inside the parliamentary building here in Westminster, and I'm overlooking New Palace Yard, which is the area where the incident took place. About 2:45 this afternoon, I heard a lot of shouting and screaming from outside the window. I looked out to see about 40 or 50 people running from the direction of Westminster Bridge around the corner into the Parliament Square, which is the large public square outside the House of Parliament. And as it appeared to me they were running away from something, and as they came to the main car entrance into the Houses of Parliament, a man appeared from the crowd holding what looked to me like a large kitchen knife above his head. He ran